What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today, we are using the Solgaleo Palkia team as part of my 5 rental teams video for the month. If you haven't already, please check it out. It has some really cool teams. So a little bit about this team is I had built this mainly as a counter for a lot of the Zashi and Kyogre teams running around. So the main idea is really to counter team that. So talking a little bit about the team particularly, first of all, we do have Solgaleo. Solgaleo is just such a powerhouse in my opinion. It has incredible coverage. The fact that it can max is great, and the fact that it's not affected by Intimidate is another really big factor that it has going for it. So it really is sort of our main attacker there. It is weakness policy. We do have 2 main ways of triggering the weakness policy, both with Entei and Shedinja. So really giving us some versatility there. Next up is Palkia. Palkia is the other restricted of the team. It also similarly hits really hard. It has very good defensive coverage and has a pretty advantageous matchup into Kyogre. So overall, just a really solid pick there. Next up is Entei. Entei is holding the Choice Scarf, which means that we can fire off a Bulldoze before most of our opponents move, which is great because of the fact that it lets us trigger the weakness policy on Solgaleo. It also lowers speeds of things like Zacian and Calyrex, so we can get a KO onto them before they're able to hit us. We also do have Sacred Fire, Stone Age, and Crunch, just for some really great coverage. Entei is a potential really good max option as well, so having that flexibility is always nice. Next up, we do have Whimsicott. So this is Whimsicott's pretty standard. We are going with Taunt and Energy Ball. Energy Ball really is for things like Groudon, as well as things like Gastrodon. I just wanted to have a really good answer to them, and I found that Energy Ball on Whimsicott really did cover that. And also, I just felt like Moonblast wasn't that necessary. So next up, we do have Shedinja. Shedinja is really great. It is just a really solid like Kingpin versus a lot of Pokemon. Just being able to say, hey, all I need to do is get rid of enough stuff so that Shedinja can win. And from there, you do have that ability to just kind of stall out teams with that. So overall, I think a really great pick. Safety Goggles, just because of the fact that we do have Rockfall, so I thought that was big. It also stops Kyogre going from Max Hailstorm, and also just, I thought it offered great coverage. And finally, we do have Zapdos. Zapdos, once again, a way of handling opposing Kyogre. We do have Eerie Impulse, just trying to stop things before they can really get set up. And we do have Citrus Berry, just for some extra longevity. I thought it was really nice for things like opposing Zacian. So we do have the code on the screen. We'll have the paste in the description. And with that, let's just get rocking and rolling and move into the first game. All right, battle number 1, and it is a Kyogre Calyrex Ice team. Very interesting. It is Kyogre, Mimikyu, Kingdra, Calyrex Ice, Incineroar, and Grimmsnarl. So there's a lot of really interesting things happening here. The question is like, what is the safest lead I have? I'm thinking Palkia Whimsicott with Solgaleo and Entei in the back. Shed has to worry about Kingdra, Mimikyu, and Incineroar, so I don't really want to bring it. Zapdos, probably not doing much here. I think these are probably the strongest 4. I could have opted for, what's it called? I could have opted for the Zapdos over Entei, but I think it is definitely an option. But I think that Whimsicott is going to be pretty strong here. So hopefully, like, being able to do things like set up Tailwind is going to really be beneficial. But we do have to be obviously a little bit weary of Trick Room. So in that case, we would have to go for damage with Wimmy, and then okay, if you set up Trick Room, I don't necessarily think it's terrible, because that means you're focusing on Calyrex. We are going to see Instant. Okay, Instant Mimikyu is fine. We can just go, I guess, just go for it. So this is a question, right? Do I pick up the easy KO on let's go for the easy KO on Ensign, and I'm gonna go for a taunt on Mimikyu. I know not all of them carry Mental Herb. I don't think I'm gonna get it right. I feel like it's just gonna be fake out onto the Whimsicott and a Trick Room, which is fine because then we do have the ability to pressure with Max Wormwind onto Calyrex, which unfortunately is going to get a pretty easy Intimidate. I mean, not Intimidate, Weakness Policy boost, where, yeah, we're going to see the fake out. It is going to go onto Whimsicott, which is fine. We're going to fire off a Quake into the Shookaberry. So, argument for Max, what's it called? Max, actually, no, this is fine. This is fine. This is better, right? Because now, no. That's frustrating because it means that Whimsicott now is going to be faster. We can swap into Solg. Let's do that. Let's go for Quake onto the Ensign. Bring out Solgaleo. Come on, bring out Solgaleo. Just with the idea that we can put pressure this way. I could have done Entei Solg would have actually been very good here, because then we could have we should have just done Entei Solg, but then if you lead Kyogre Kingdra, we're in a very horrible position. So we are going to see the Parting Shot come out, a little bit unfortunate, but not necessarily the end of the world. Kyogre still is a very big, I mean not Kyogre, Palkia still is a very just big source of damage, so we can kind of pressure whatever wants to come out here. It should be potentially that Calyrex. Yeah, we're going to see the Calyrex come out. There is obviously going to be the fear now of, okay, we're going to see Taunt come out. Taunt is actually bad because of the fact that, what is the word? I can't go for a Protect now. So you do have a pretty easy Max Quake, as that's still, I mean, that still does a really, really hefty chunk of damage. Yeah, we can't really afford to bring out, let's just go for the Wormwind onto you. I can't go for the Protect here, so I'm gonna, nope, I'm gonna Wormwind onto you, and then I'm going to swap into, if I can get my controller to work, I'm gonna swap into Whimsicott. The idea with this is we want to be able to soak up a hit and just really try and stall out this Max as much as possible, right? You will be able to get to +1. We can't really do anything about that, but getting you just significantly weakened, I think, is going to be a really big deal, right? Then we can go for things like Protect with Whimsicott, the subsequent turn to eat a Max Hailstorm, and then just really try and play around what like my opponent's gonna do. We could just directly switch into Soul, right? That's not necessarily a bad option. Calling a Hailstorm there and then protecting that turn, but no, I'd rather try and preserve Solgaleo as much as possible, right? I don't want to get too much damage on it. The thing is, if we can stall out the Trick Room, we are in really fantastic shape, as we are going to see yeah, the very obvious Shadow Sneak come out onto Calyrex to give it the Weakness Policy boost. But as long as they don't call it right, we are going to see the Hailstorm. So it looks like they are going to be targeting Palkia. So a very good read on their part. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't think I can win at this point. I was not expecting that to KO. There's 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm gonna go for the Sacred Fire. I'm gonna try to break the disguise on Mimikyu. which is safety goggles. Interesting. Right, you KO Entei. I have to take a +4 hit. Ugh, yeah, that's... I'm gonna have to take a +4 hit on Solgaleo. If I survive, I can Earthquake the subsequent turn at +2 and hope that that's enough. Right, yeah, this is... yeah. Entei is fodder here. I need to break the disguise on Mimikyu. I need to survive a +4 Max Quake, which I don't see happening, but you know, that's the out. The out is we survive the hit. Yeah. We break the disguise, which is fine. We know that your goggles, I could have gone for a taunt there, but yeah, I mean, what, we hope that you... Come on. We hope that you Quake into Solgaleo. Solgaleo survives. You proc my weakness policy, and I can KO you with Earthquake the subsequent turn. So we go for an energy... I mean, I could play aggressive. Do I just play aggressive? I feel like I have to, right? Like, if you call the protect, you very easily could call the protect, or you could just say it doesn't matter. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna have to go for the protect here. Let's go for the energy ball onto Mimikyu, I guess. Just trying to get a little bit of extra damage. We're gonna see the swap. Not that it really matters, but I appreciate that. As in, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's game. Because that's a very good read. Because now you have guaranteed Trick Room. Yep. Okay, so that's gonna be unfortunately game. Let's see if we survive the Max Quake here. Right, +4. We do survive. So yeah, if you hadn't swapped out into Ensign, right? Because now you can just set up a subsequent Trick Room. So a very, very good read. Unless Whimsicott KOs. Come on. Come on. Critical hit, critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. Nope. We're not going to get it with the hail. So, yeah, I mean, we're taunted too, so we can't even go for a taunt to stop the Trick Room. So, I think it was just the right play. So, unfortunately, we are going to not be able to take... Oh, nope, we're going to... Yeah, there's literally nothing we can do. Yeah, so we're gonna have to unfortunately call it there. I think my opponent played very well. I did have better lead options. I didn't fully utilize them, and it definitely cost me. I also just didn't expect the Calyrex to KO my Palkia, but you know, like, it is what it is. But yeah, I think it is a game one, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Calyrex Groudon. Interesting. It is Calyrex, Groudon, Incineroar, a Venusaur with Regieleki and Mimikyu. So 2 very different modes, one going very fast and one going very slow. Whimsicott Entei feels actually very good here, right? No, let's do Entei Solg. Entei Solg, I guess. Palkia Whimsicott. Yeah, I can't afford Shed because of... I could do... No, let's go for this. I have to hope that you do Ensign Mim I can beat. I don't really have a good answer for what's it called? A Regiel. I mean, Regieleki's tricky. Speaking of which, Regieleki Venusaur is doable. I could just go straight for Sacred Fire. No, I could Sacred Fire here. Nope, come on. And go for a Max Quake onto Regieleki. Let's do that. You can swap into... Okay, so we're going to see no swap, and we're going to see... It looks like potentially no max. Maybe you max the Venusaur, but that's... Maxing Venusaur is fine. Entei is Scarf, so even if you Electro Web me, we will still be fast. I could have just gone for Bulldoze. Duh, because Entei is Scarf, so it'll still outspeed regardless, but I think this is fine, right? We're going to fire off a big hit onto this Venusaur, which hopefully can get the KO. If not, we do have the ability just to pivot out into Whimsicott to set up the Tailwind and really kind of let Solgaleo do some work from there. So we are going to see the Volt Switch. Volt Switch into Groudon to change the weather. Okay. I see. Yeah, you're going to bring out Groudon here. That's going to let you set up the Sun to have Venusaur be faster. So, a little tricky there. And by a little tricky, it's really unfortunate. Oh, we're still faster. Please burn. Okay, I'll take that. Vine Lash going to come out here onto Entei. Entei is going to go down, but we're going to get a... Let's think about this. We are going to get the burn damage onto the... Oh, it's Life Orb as well. I don't think it's going to... Unfortunately, I think it's still going to be able to live. We will be able to just get a good chip onto this Groudon. We can fire off a Steel Spike the subsequent turn, but the issue is that this burn is unfortunately not finishing off Venusaur this turn, right? We are gonna see the live. We can bring out Whimsicott here. My question is it worth protecting for a turn? Right, we can double protect. Let's just double protect here. Nope, that's the wrong button. This will finish off the Venusaur, which is good for us because that eliminates your max option. Yes, you do have the Vine Lash, but it's fine. We could see an attack into... Okay, we're going to see a Flare. Perfect. You're just not going to get any damage off. This should be... Yep, a P-Blades. Perfect. So Whimsicott is maintaining its Sash, which is a huge deal, as we will hopefully get this Venusaur knocked out with the burn, right? Survey says, I hate everything. We Tailwind, and we Steel Spike the Venusaur. We have to do this. Yeah, we have to do this, unfortunately, which is really awkward. Precipice Blades can miss, so we do have that advantage going for us. But yeah, that burn is annoying. Yeah. This was the only out. That Volt Switch was a really good pivot, actually. Precipice Blades is going to hit. It actually does... Okay, so it doesn't do that much, which means that Solgaleo now has the Weakness Policy boost, which is huge, and we can take another one. So that's good. After Vine Lash... Yeah, even after Vine Lash, we should be good to survive another one, but we do have the ability just to go straight for damage onto their Solgaleo... Or not their Solgaleo, their Groudon. That's the word. Oh, my max is over. Okay. I'm going to go for an Energy Ball onto Groudon and go for a Protect with Solgaleo. I should expect to see, what's it called? I'm hoping the Fake Out goes into Soul and you go for Precipice Blades. right? We're going to see the fake out perfect into Solgaleo, so that's actually really good for us, as Whimsicott going to be able to fire off this really big energy ball onto Groudon, getting just some really, really solid damage there, as Groudon is going to reveal Sword Stance, but given how low it is, I don't think that that's an issue, especially given the fact that we are at +2. Vine Lash definitely building up a little bit, but we do have the ability now to swap, if we can get it right, swap into Palkia and go straight for an Earthquake here, taking advantage of the fact that Palkia does have telepathy, right? So overall, I think that this is going to be huge. Getting rid of Groudon definitely will help. We are going to see a Protect, so I think that that's actually smart, right? You're saying, hey, I'm going to KO your Solgaleo with Incin, but if it's non-Shuka, it should go down. So let's see if it's Shuka, and it looks like it is not, so we should be actually able to get the... Oh, we don't get the KO. That's definitely unfortunate. Flare Blitz going to come out here. Onto Palkia. Interesting. Okay. Definitely not what I expected, but I mean, we'll take it. What could they have in the back? It looks like... Oh, it's Regieleki. I know what they have in the back. So we can do an Earth Power into this slot, as well as just another Earthquake. So there's not really a good... Yeah, we have just the straight Telepathy. This should be a double KO onto the Groudon and Incin. So that is going to force out a Regieleki, which we do have to be... I mean, I don't think... There's still a turn of Vine Lash, right? Okay, there's no more Vine Lash, which is fine, right? At this point, you're going to bring out Aleki. Aleki does have to probably what? You're going to go for an Electro Web and hope that that's enough. We do have the ability just to click Earth Power as well as go for another Earthquake. And okay, yeah, we're going to see the Electro Web. It is going to miss Solgaleo, so I think that that should pretty much wrap it up, right? Because Palkia is easily going to be able to hit this. Yeah, even if it didn't, right, we do have Whimsicott in the back just being able to go for this energy balls, which really is coming in clutch right now. So we're gonna, yeah, we're bringing it down to its Focus Sash, and then Palkia going for the Earth Power, going to be able to finish it off. Even if that didn't happen, right, we just have Whimsicott the subsequent turn to go for damage. So overall, I think a really solid battle. I think we're really able to utilize what the team does, and it was a scary matchup for sure, right? We immediately lost Entei, but it was able to really come through for us. So overall, a really good second battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is another Calyrex Kyogre team. Interesting that this is picking up. It is Regieleki with Calyrex, a Kyogre, an Urshifu, Incineroar, and Indeedee. So what? Shed is really good here, right? It just loses to Urshifu and Incin. I like Wimmy Palkia. Wimmy Palkia feels strong. Solgaleo and Shed. Right, Zapdos is tempting. Let's bring Zapdos. Yeah, let's bring Zapdos because of the fact that Zapdos has a much better matchup into Urshifu and Incin than Calyrex, and Calyrex cannot touch Shedinja. So really just kind of about dealing with the stuff that can deal with Shedinja, which is just, in this case, luckily, it's just going to be Urshifu and Incineroar. And if it's Urshifu Rapid Strike, I would love that very much. We are going to see Kyogre next to Indeedee. That is totally fine with me. We have the ability just to go for a Tailwind and a Max Quake, right? Really slowing down the damage output from this Kyogre. If we can get the KO onto Indeedee, we do have that ability just to go for... what's it called? The I could just I'm gonna go for the Tailwind. I don't think it's super necessary. Let's just click this. I also could have just swapped into Shed. We're going to see, interesting, a swap. So this is going to be Calyrex probably. Yep, okay. So we're going to see Calyrex, right? You're trying to set up a Trick Room here. You're saying, hey, you're going to outspeed me. Let's take advantage of the fact that you are doing this. But now what we do is we have the ability to switch into Shedinja. Could be... If it's Mystical Fire, that's actually really bad. I don't know if it's Mystical Fire Indeedee. I totally forgot that was an option. We're going to see Indeedee just going for a Protect. So that's actually really good for us, right? We're going to just be able to get off some really, really good damage onto this Calyrex. As it switched in, we can go for a Dragon the subsequent turn, trying to lower its attack as much as possible, right? Just, I mean, that's a big, big, big chunk right there. Yeah, Shedinja not ideal because I totally forgot about the possibility of, come on. If it's mystical, I mean, yeah, if it's Mystical Fire, Indeedee, I lose. There's no like counterplay. I mean, what is my counterplay? My counterplay to that is I endure. Okay, so you redirect. Okay, let's see. You redirect. You set up Trick Room, right? Then we endure the subsequent turn and go for Dragon onto the Indeedee to say, hey, if you have Mystical Fire, we live that turn. That allows us to KO. Okay, interesting. No redirection at all. So Calyrex, unfortunately, going to live the turn. But, I mean, maybe you just go straight for the Mystical Fire. This is actually bad. We're going to see a Follow Me. Hurricane should bring you pretty low. We will be able to fire off a Wormwind. So at this point, Calyrex is at least at -2, which is nice. If you want to go for a Glacial Lance, you know, that would be great. I understand if you want to just set up Trick Room, but we can, you know. Okay. Glacial Lance. Zapdos was supposed to live. That critical hit is a huge deal. That crit's actually really... crit. Oh, that crit's awful. That crit's a really big deal. Zapdos would have lived. Now I'm down to my last two. Oh god, I really wish. I really, really, really wish I had... Okay, let's think about this. We can Energy Ball the Kyogre and go for a Spatial Rend onto the Calyrex. This isn't the end of the world. We're going to see a max. This should be Kyogre. It definitely looks like Kyogre. Luckily, oh god. Oh, that crit was such a big deal. I'm just assuming that the crit KOs. Let's just check a damage count. Calyrex Ice and Zapdos. We do get a special defense drop, which is nice. We're gonna be able to Get the KO there. You are at, yeah, -2. Was it actually a guaranteed KO regardless? I think it might be. Max Lightning going to come out into Palkia. Palkia, please live. Nope. Okay, so we're going to lose that. Solgaleo Palkia, it is 68 and 4. So I think this is actually guaranteed, right? 68. Yeah, at -2, it was a guaranteed knockout. Definitely unfortunate. Oh wait, that's with Helping Hand. Yeah, the crit mattered because Zapdos would have been alive. Yeah, we would have had Zapdos. Zapdos would have been able to help deal with Kyogre. Whereas now we are using Soul Whimsicott to try and survive. So definitely an unfortunate way to end. Yeah, that's always unfortunate. It is just part of the game, but we'll keep rocking with this team. Hopefully we can get a better showing. I think my opponent definitely made an incredible read with the Mystical Fire, and it was just something I didn't even consider. So props to them for that. You just dropped me down a Pokemon, but overall, just yeah, some good games, and until